So this YouTube channel has posted only 16 videos and has got almost 400k subscribers from those 16 videos. And if we look at the type of videos they post, it's just basic cat videos. So let's take a look at one of these videos. So you can see the highest video has gotten over 400 million views. So let's take a look at this. So as you can see, this is obviously going to go viral because we can see the cat is setting a trap for the rat. We want to know if this rat is going to get caught in the trap or if the rat is going to get the cheese and then escape from the trap. So this is obviously going to go viral. I believe this idea is genius, and today I'm going to show you how to automate this workflow in n8n so you can create these videos on a daily without even lifting a finger. This is essentially what we're doing, right? So I'm just going to show you how this is done because obviously I've done this before. So let's go straight into it, no BS. So I'm going to create a new workflow so that we can do this together. So the first step obviously is to start up n8n locally, and once we have n8n locally, we can rename this workflow and we can just call it cat and mouse AI agent, right? AI agent. So we save this. For the first workflow, since we want this to be automated and we want it to run every day, we just open this and we select a schedule trigger, so which is a schedule node. So we select this schedule trigger. So this is just going to help us automate this workflow or this AI agent every day. So the first one, we have the trigger interval, which is days. We set it to days because we want to trigger every day. So we want to trigger at least once every day, and the time maybe midnight. So we trigger this midnight for us, and yeah, so we can just set this and execute this. So if we execute this step, we get this data and we can just keep it here and we can pin it. So to pin, what I just do is I just click on the node and press P. But if you want to do this the other way, you can just right click and click on this one where you can have pin and unpin. So I can right click and click on pin and unpin. So we'll do this across so we don't have to rerun each step. Okay, so this is done, which is cool. So we'll move on to the next step where we have the image prompt. So this will definitely connect to an LLM, right? So we use this basic LLM chain model. So for this is how it looks here, right? So we have this basic LLM chain model, but we can open this up and just rename it and call it the prompt generator. So this is the prompt we're going to use to generate our images. We need to generate the images before we generate the video. So now this is the idea of generating the images. So for this, I'm just going to use the OpenAI model, right? So you can see search OpenAI here and you should be able to see OpenAI model. As you can see, I'm already connected to my OpenAI account, but if you want to do this, you can easily go to OpenAI API and you can, if you log into this, if you have an account, you can log into this. So you log into API platform. So you have this. If you just open this up, you can see a lot of models, but before you can see this list of models, you need to actually authenticate this LLM to be able to communicate with your OpenAI account. So to do that, you need to click on here and click on create new credentials. For this, you definitely need an OpenAI key and you need an organization, right? So the URL stays the same, but you need a key and an organization. To get your API key, if you go on to this link right here, api.openai.com, then you should be able to navigate across, and if you authenticate yourself, you should be able to see a session where we have your API keys, right? So these are several API keys which I've created in the past, and you can definitely use this for wherever you want to do. So moving on, we go back onto this because I already have mine, so I'm just going to close this without editing. I think for this purpose, I'm just going to use the GPT 4.1 mini. I think it's very suitable for this purpose, but because of this, we need to tell our prompt what we need to do, right? So I'm just going to pick this from my Google Doc. So because I've done this before, this is going to be quite easy for me. So I'll go here and I'll click on define below, and I'll turn this into an expression and open this up, right? So I can just go ahead and paste this. This is just a prompt I'm using to tell the LLM to do what I needed to do, which is help me generate this story. So if you read through, I say generate a detailed prompt for an AI image generator, right? So the subject is a tabby cat. It is cleverly setting traps to a mice with a cheese, e.g. a kitchen colander. So setting a trap to a mice with a cheese, right? So the setting should be a cozy home environment in a natural photographic style with realistic lightning. So the lightning should be a bright morning scene with strong cozy sunlight. So I'm just giving it different directives on how I want this video to be, or how I want the script to be, and I also gave it like an example of which it can use to create this story for me. So I think this is good. If we execute this step, we see it executing. Yeah, so we have this. So it says a clever tabby cat carefully setting traps in a cozy living room using a woven basket popped up with a small stick. Inside the basket lies a piece of golden cheese. This is just the idea, and this is all going to be random and automated, right? So for every time you regenerate this, you definitely get a different example, so which is good, right? So we have this. We're just going to pin this step. Remember how I showed you how to pin it, so you don't have to do this over and over. So the next step after this will be to generate the image, right? So we need to generate the image. So to do that, we need to communicate to OpenAI image generator, right? So to do that, we need an HTTP node. So we go here, we search for HTTP request. We have a post request. So this is going to be a post request, and for the URL, I'm just going to copy it right now. Yeah, so this is going to be this. For authentication, we'll leave it as we can define this, because OpenAI is a predefined credential, so we can just select predefined credentials, and we go on to here, or we just search for OpenAI. So search for OpenAI. Mine is already connected using the previous key we set in the previous step, right? So then for body, we want to use JSON as the body type, right? Then using fields, want to keep this one as JSON as well, so we can turn this into expressions and open this one up. Yeah, and just paste this one right here. This is the body parameter we're going to send to OpenAI to be able to communicate with OpenAI APIs, right? So we're just passing the model as GPT image 1, and for the prompt, we're setting this prompt. So to get this one, all you just need to do, you don't need to do anything serious, just drag this one here and put it right here, and that's what you have. So for the quality, we're setting it to high, and for the size, we're setting the size to be this, because we want it to be portrait, right? So we click this one out. If we execute this step, you can execute it from inside there, or you can come here and click on the play button, right? So you execute from outside there, then you have this one. So right now it's currently executing this node, and once we're done, we should have an image to work with. So let's just wait for it to execute. It's executing right now. Now this is done. Let's go ahead and see what it says. So it's saying that this node contains 3.5 MB of data. Displaying this could slow down your browser temporarily. Well, do we want to show it or not? Well, we don't need to show it, right? So all we need to do is figure out how we can preview this, right? We can decide to show this data, so we can decide to show it. If we show it, this is what we have, right? So we have this base 64 kind of image. So we need to find a way to convert this base 64 image into something that is readable, something that we can really use, or we can really understand. So from this, we go into the next node and we just search for convert. So we are going to convert this file into something we can work with. So I'm going to try to move this base 64 string to a file. So I'm going to click on this, and this is I'm just going to show you what you need to do for this one, right? You don't need to do anything serious. All you just need to do is leave everything as it is, and for this, just paste in this. We're taking this data of 0, which is like the first value in the array of data, and we're adding a base 64.json on top of that. Just leave it as it is. So what we're trying to do essentially here, we're just trying to target this. So if you can see, this is on data.0, then we have base 64.json. You don't need to worry about this if you're not technical. All we just need to do, leave it as it is, and run execute. So if you run execute, now we can have this as a file, which you can now view. As we can see, the mice is nearly looking at this cheese, and this is the trap, and this is the cat, right? So we're nearly there. So the next thing we need to do is we need to store this file in Supabase, and from Supabase we need to be able to create our video from that. This is not going to take a lot of time. So if you don't have a Supabase account, you go onto Supabase. So you go onto Supabase and just click this first link. You can either sign in or start a new project, or just sign up, literally. So for me, I already have an account, so I'm just going to sign in. Come on this dashboard. All you need to do is you click on projects, and it takes you to this project, and you click on new project. Then you can create a new project. But because I'm on a free plan, I have a limit of creating only 2 projects. So all you can do is create your project. I click on cancel. So let's say this is the project you've created, right? So now we need to create a bucket. For us to create a bucket, we go on this navigation menu and we click on storage. So if you click on storage, you have this button. It says create a bucket. So we create a bucket. I will just call this cat stories. I'll call this cat stories, and this is really important. You copy this cat stories. This is really important. You need to toggle this one on so it's public, right? Because we need it to be public. So you click on save, and now we have this bucket cat stories, right? So which is good. We come back here. Then we copy this. So we come back here, then we paste this. So this is just going to be an HTTP node as well. We click on this. This is going to be a post request. Okay, but we want to pin the previous step, so we don't have to run this again. So we click on this and we click on pin, click on this and we click on pin as well. Yep, so we open this one up. Now this is going to be a big one, so I'm going to expand and show you what exactly I'm trying to do. So I just copy this. So now, as you can see, we have this URL, we have storage, we have v1 object, and we have this and we have this. So I'm going to explain all what this means. So if you go onto your Supabase account and you go onto project settings and you click on data APIs, so literally you want to copy this. So if you copy this, then you get this one here. You get this one here. So you can literally just paste it for yours. Then for the storage, you leave it as it is, v1 project. In cat multiverse, the cat multiverse is literally the project name. So whatever project name which you've created, you want to leave it as that. What I'm just doing literally is I'm using the year, date, hours, and seconds to be able to get a unique name for my images, right? So, and I'm just appending the underscore image.png to make sure that this is a unique string, right? So I can understand this whenever I need to use it. So you leave this as this. Then for authentication, you want to set this as predefined because Supabase is a predefined platform. So you click on Supabase API. Then for the API key, if you don't have one, you can click on create new credential. Then all you need to do is put your Supabase URL, and I'm going to show you how to do that as well. All you need to do is put the same Supabase URL, that's this one where you copied from. So you copy, I copy this one, I go back here, I copy this one, I go back here, then I paste this one here. Then to get this one, all you need to do is go back to your Supabase, then you click on API keys, then for the service role, you want to reveal and you want to copy it. So I'm not going to do that here. So you just need to do reveal and copy. When you copy, you come back onto this part and you just paste it in here. But I already have a secret, so I already have a key, so I'm just going to utilize that key, right? So the next step is for us to send this file into this workflow. So to do that, I'm going to set this as form data because this is a file. So I'm going to set this as form data. So this is a binary file, so I'm going to select binary, and for this I'm just going to click on file because this is saying file.png. And for the field name, I'm just going to say data. Why? Because this is saying data here. So that's how you want to do it. For the input field name, you want to make sure you pick on the input field name. And for the file name, you want to make sure you put on the file name. Yeah, so this has to match. If it doesn't match, then you'll definitely get an error. So all what we can do is we can close this and just execute this step. So if we execute this step, this is what we get. We're just going to test this step. So now we know that this one, so this is uploaded to Supabase, which is cool. For the next step, now we need to plug this into Minimax to help us generate our video. So this is also going to be an HTTP node. So we click on HTTP. We want to use something called File AI. So because of File AI, I integrate with File AI. So we're going to use the Minimax image to video, and I'm going to show you how to connect this. So we go back here, and for the URL, we just paste in this URL. So we have this queue file.run, then we have file AI, then we have Minimax, then the video 01, then image to video. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm taking this. How does this work? So basically we're using this like so and this, and we're just plugging it in here. So video 01 and image to video, right? So the next thing we need to do is we need to set credentials. Because file AI is not a predefined one, we need to select the generic one. So we select generic one and we select this to be header auth. I already have file AI connected. You go on file AI, you create your credential and you just put it here. So it should work. So for the body, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. You set this as JSON. For the body, we want to make this as JSON as well. And we want to toggle this to expressions. And to literally get what you need to paste in here, I'm just going to show you. Right, we click on this, we go down, then we literally just paste this. So what exactly am I doing? So we have this key where Supabase returns for us what we've posted, what we've uploaded to Supabase. So we want to use this key to connect to this, right? So we have this URL, which is our initial URL. So we just leave the rest as it is, right? So you need to change this to your URL. We leave the rest as it is, then we just make sure the aspect ratio is 9:16 and the prompt is a static prompt, right? Then we pass in this JSON key to identify the unique image, right? So if we test this step, we should be able to get this step running. Let's see if it works. So I'm going to pin this one so I don't have to run it again. Then I'm just going to run this. Okay, yeah. Oh, so we get an error because this is supposed to be a post request. So I'm just going to change this to a post request and try it again. Now this works. So this is in queue. This is status we get. We get that this is in queue, and we get our request ID, which is what we really need to actually get our video back. We get the response URL, we get the status URL, we get the cancel URL, and we have the logs, right? So we just need to do the next step. So for the next step, we need to retrieve, we need to actually wait, because I noticed that sometimes these videos takes like quite a while, like 5 minutes to generate. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pin this step, right? And I'm just going to click on the wait node. So this is going to help us wait for some time. So I'm just going to wait for 5 minutes till this is done. So I'll do this and I'll execute this step. And in 5 minutes, our node should be ready, and we should be able to retrieve our image back from File AI using the Minimax node. So while this is waiting, I'm just going to go ahead and do the very last node, which is helping us retrieve our video. So to retrieve our video, we definitely also want to connect to an HTTP node, right? An HTTP node, and this is going to be a GET request this time, because now we're retrieving the video back from where we uploaded it from, right? So we go on to, right, so for the endpoint we're going to be consuming, we're going to just paste this one right here. So this is going to be the request ID. So what we have is the URL, right? Everything stays as it is, but this JSON the request is going to be the request ID from the previous node, which we're waiting on, right? Then the other thing we just need to do is to authenticate our user. We'll make this a generic type, and we just select header auth. Then this just goes on to File AI. If you have quite a couple of authentication you want to use, you can just select from the list. I'm just going to use File AI, and that should be it. So once the wait node is complete, this should run, and we should get our video. So let's wait for it to complete. We'll be back when this is complete. And now that the wait period is over, we just need to execute the step. Okay, so cool. Now we execute the step, and the moment of truth is here. So now we have this video. So if we just copy this URL, right, go into a new tab and paste this right here. So we have this video. As you can see, this is literally insane. So this is literally the video, and this is what we have. So guys, this is all done, and this is really powerful, because now you don't need to worry about this. All you just need to do is to leave this to run on schedule, set this to active and set it to live, and this runs on schedule every day. You just have this post ready for you to post every day. So thank you for listening. Please subscribe to my channel and follow for more content like this. Peace.